Hello everyone. Today our topic is Pretty Good Privacy. Pretty Good Privacy is an encryption program that provides cryptographic privacy and authentication for data communication. It is used for security of email communication. It was developed by Phil Zimmerman in 1991. In Pretty Good Privacy, we encrypt our message and decrypt at receiver end. Encryption means we have some message, then we use some session key and encrypt that data by using that session key, and that session key is encrypted by using receiver's public key. Combination of this data and encrypted key is called as encrypted message. And at the receiver end, we decrypt this message, we get data and session key from this encrypted message. PGP consists of following five services. First is authentication, second confidentiality, third compression, fourth email compatibility, and fifth is segmentation. First is authentication. Digital signature service provided by PGP. The hash function used is SH1, which create a 160-bit message digest. EPDP represent public encryption and decryption, and the algorithm used for encryption and decryption is RSA and DSS. DSS means Digital Signature Standard Algorithm. This message may be compressed using an algorithm called ZIP. For compression, we use ZIP function that is represented by Z. The combination of SH1 and RSA provide an effective digital signature. Due to the strength of RSA, the recipient is assured that only the possessor of the matching private key can generate that signature. Because of the strength of SHA, the recipient is assured that no one else could generate a message that matched the hash code, and hence the signature is the original message. Second is confidentiality. For confidentiality, we use CAST 128, IDEA, or 3DES algorithm. The symmetric key is used only once and is created as a random number with the required number of bits. It is transmitted along with the message and is encrypted using the recipient's public key. We will see this in diagram above. As shown in the diagram next. First diagram is for authentication. We have sender A and receiver B. We have a message. On this message, we are using hash code. We are using hash function to generate hash code, and that hash code is encrypted by using private key of A. After that, we zip that message, and at the receiver end, we get the same message after decryption. We compare the hash function for the authentication. Second is for confidentiality. For confidentiality, first we zip our message, then we use session key, and that session key is encrypted by using public key of B, and encrypt that message, and at the receiver end we decrypt that message by using private key of B and unzip that message to get the original message. First two diagram is for authentication and confidentiality. In third diagram, we achieve confidentiality and authentication both feature by combining the concept of hash function, digital signature, and second the concept of session key. Here you can see in third diagram, we have a message. We use hash function and generate a hash code. That hash code is encrypted by using private key of A. After that we zip that message, and on that zip message we use session key. uh, Session key is encrypted by using public key of B, and we get encrypted message. So at sender side we are using private key of A and public key of B. At the receiver end, we use public key of, public key of A and private key of B. So for decryption of this message, to get the session key we use private key of B, and for the hash function we use private key of A. At the end we compare our hash function for the authentication. In this diagram we are achieving authentication and confidentiality both. This is mentioned here by mentioning confidentiality and authentication. Both services may be used for the same message. First, signature is generated for the plain text message and prepended to the message. Then the plain text message plus signature is encrypted using CAST 128, or we can use IDEA, means International Data Encryption Algorithm, and we can also use 3DES, triple data encryption algorithm. We can use any of this algorithm for encryption, and the session key is encrypted by using RSA algorithm. Next service provided by PGP is compression. For compression we use zip function that is mentioned by using Z. For unzip we use Z-1. PGP compress the message after applying the signature but before encryption. That has the benefit of saving space both for email transmission and for file storage. The placement of compression algorithm indicated by Z for compression and Z-1 for decompression. The signature is generated before compression for two reasons. It is preferable to sign an uncompressed message, so it is free of the need of a compression algorithm for later verification. Different versions of PGP produce different compressed form. Applying the hash function and signature after compression would constrain all PGP implementation to the same version of compression algorithm. Email compatibility. Many electronic mail systems only permit the use of blocks consisting of ASCII text. When PGP is used, at least part of the block to be transmitted is encrypted. This basically produces a sequence of arbitrary binary words which some email system won't accept. So we use Radix 64 algorithm which map 6 bit of a binary data into 8-bit ASCII character. Unfortunately, this expands the message by 33%. However, with the compression algorithm, the overall compression will be about 1/3. Last service provided by PGP is segmentation. Email facility are often restricted to a maximum message length. PGP, to accommodate this restriction, automatically subdivide a message that is too large into segments that are small enough to send via email. The segmentation is done after all the other processing, including Radix 64 conversion. Thus, the session key component and signature component appear only once at the beginning of a segment. At the receiving end, PGP must strip off all the email headers and reassemble the entire original block before performing the steps. As you can see in this diagram, transmission and reception of PGP message. We have a X file. First we generate signature on that file, then we compress it, and for confidentiality we use public key of B and session key, and that complete file is converted into Radix 64 format. At the receiver end we use Radix 64 format, and for confidentiality we use public key of B and session key. So we decrypt this by using private key of B. After that we decompress, unzip that message and generate the signature from that message. This diagram is for transmission and reception of PGP message. This is the general format for PGP message. As you can see in this diagram, we have contents, session key component, signature and message. Session key component include key ID of recipient public key and session key. Signature include timestamp, key ID of sender's public key, message digest, and message include file and timestamp. Here you can see for message digest, we use encryption algorithm by using private key of A, and for session key we use public key of B. Complete signature and message is zip, and this complete file is converted by using Radix 64 algorithm. Notation are described here under this diagram. So this is complete description of pretty good privacy in network security.